Hey guys, Craig here from Builder Beamer. Time for another quick update. As usual, we're up against the clock, so clock she's ticking, and we're heading up to a race in about 2 weeks' time, and we've still got a lot to do on this race car. So I think Nick has shown you, engine is in, we started it, but we do now need to begin with a running in procedure. But before we do that, we're going to need to finish up with the gearbox work and so on. So let me turn around and show you what else we've been up to. Right, so engine is in and it's running. Well, not right now, of course, but it does run. So we are anxious to get it out on the road and run through the motions of running her in. We managed to get most of the front end back together. You'll recall, obviously we're still looking pretty ratty down the side of the car, but most of the panels are now prepared. I need to hang them and get started with paint work. Managed to save this headlight, which I'm quite happy about. That it was looking pretty bashed up, and really the only signs of damage is a little crack over there and a bit of a scrape and a gouge. So yeah, these headlights are quite forgiving. This is our original shroud, which basically fits in boxes in the radiator, just to make sure that we get maximum airflow through there. And then finally we've got the new bumper, which is the Motorsport 2 bumper. Of course, the original one, which is now damaged from my last exploits, is going to be retired. That's the Motorsport 1. So we just needed to make sure we could get this baby to fit. And what I did yesterday was I just mocked up where the splitter will end up running. So we basically have the straight edge, because we do need to fill in the space between the bumper and the splitter. So this is obviously always damn it. It's always one of the challenges is when you fit your splitter, you've got this raised scallop area, and you need to block that off to create an effective air dam and make sure that you channel all of the air through the center duct and into the radiator. So I basically just fabricated this aluminium closing panel. Works quite nicely and just drops straight into, oops, not like that, drops straight into place like this. And there we go. So that will be mounted to the splitter and to the bumper. Should be quite nice and rigid as a box section. But fortunately, I can confirm that our little shipment from Pelican Parts in California arrived half an hour ago. Pelican have been fantastic. So I ordered this on Monday evening South African time. Obviously we're a good number of hours ahead of them. They had indicated that they had pretty much everything in stock except the single most important thing, which is more of these gearbox detent pin sleeves, which I'm going to talk about on a video straight after this. So actually all I needed was basically one of these sleeves. And to order these from Pelican in California and ship them here is cheaper than to get them from BMW South Africa, from one of the dealerships. They also don't keep stock, so it's also faster, which I think is a pretty poor showing. You know, this is a genuine BMW part. You know, how the hell can it be that a multitude of retailers in the US can supply these parts and ship them across to South Africa cheaper than I can buy from the local dealership, and faster as well? So given that shipping was actually pretty economical, there were a couple of other small bits and pieces we decided to get at the same time. So as I say, we needed one of these, but it's so easy for this to go wrong. I'm going to show you how I did go wrong on the first couple that I bought. This had to be a replacement, and so I bought 4, which will allow us to have a couple of extras and to do the second gearbox, which we've got. Then I also bought the gear selector rod end piece. We found ours was quite worn in the little bushing at the end here, so we're getting a bit of slop there. With this long heavy gear lever that we're looking at putting in, we cannot afford any slop. It just gets absolutely amplified all the way up the lever because it's so long. Then also rear shock strut reinforcement plates, nice chunky guys. They were also quite cheap. Can't remember the pricing of any of these things, guys, but Pelican Parts, you can check their pricing online. And then finally, I also bought some oil seals for the selector rod. Again, you know, I need one. I bought 3 because they're like $3.50 or something like that. And you want to buy them here in South Africa, and they want to rush you 250 or 400 bucks or something stupid. It's just ridiculous. And then finally, this is a bumper center trim section. So the Motorsport 2 bumper, which we purchased, comes with a bigger section with the number plate holder, which looks a bit lame on a race car. So they keep stock of that part as well. So yeah, got all of those. And So Pelican basically said that these guys here were not in stock, and they expected only to get in stock after 5 days, at which point they would ship. And I went for the 1 to 3 day expedited FedEx shipping. Despite that, Pelican actually shipped within 3 hours of the order going in. It looks like they found the parts in their alternative warehouse. I can't recall where it was. And within hours, the thing was handed over to FedEx. FedEx then decided to take the thing around the world. It went across from the West Coast across to Maine, I think, across to Memphis. And then from Memphis, it went across to Dubai, where it actually sat from Thursday till Sunday. I was really pissed off because the online tracking showed that they were going to deliver on Friday evening by 6 p.m. And throughout the whole of Thursday and Friday and Saturday and Sunday, well, on Thursday and Friday, they were saying still scheduled for delivery on Friday evening, which clearly was never going to happen. And then it just kind of went blank. And then this morning it said it would be delivered today, and then a little bit later it said it would be delivered halfway through November. So I nearly crapped myself. And eventually it did confirm that it was going to be delivered today. And as I said, pitched up half an hour later. So FedEx really dropped the ball, both in terms of delivery time. They were well off their 1 to 3 day commitment. And secondly, their communication on their tracking site also let them down because it did not give reliable information. You know, it's one thing if you tell the person who's looking at the tracking that there's been a delay and it is now pushed out by a day or two, at least you know where you stand. And then, yeah, further credit to Pelican. So they chucked in a little free gift. I've got a sticker, and race cars get stickers, so that will go on the race car. And we've got a little towel. So, yeah, so shout out to Pelican. And, yeah, I must say, looks like the guys really were keen to provide great service. So well done to them and support them. Yeah, their shipping rates are better than pretty much than anybody else I could find. All right, guys, so I'll do a video of doing the last detent pin conversion, just to show you what not to do, because I was really quite successful in cocking it up the first time around, and I've got a couple of hints which I think will make your lives a lot easier. Cool. Stay tuned. Ciao.